The law has been changed recently, not for DOCG wine, DOCG wine, this is still forbidden, but for IGT wine with no alcohol should be right now wine. For me, to call wine something without alcohol, how it is originally, how it comes from Mother Nature, because at the end, what we're doing is just to transform the grapes in wine, and with a process called fermentation, they produce alcohol. So it's natural. To remove alcohol is not natural. So to call wine, it is a little extreme. For me, it's not very acceptable. It's like for fresh milk and milk that is not fresh. It's more days. So in Italy, only the fresh milk could be called fresh. As well, for the other kind of milk, it's forbidden to call milk because it's made by soy, wherever. As well, for the wine, I think would be better to call in another way, but not wine, because at the end, for me, it's not wine. Wine is with alcohol.
Welcome to this special Clubhouse session of the Italian Wine Podcast. Listen in as members of the Italian wine community engage in fascinating conversations about contemporary wine topics. If you enjoyed the show, please consider donating through ItalianWinePodcast.com. And remember to subscribe and rate the Italian Wine Podcast wherever you get your pods.
Hello, Marco.
Oh, okay, great. I was a little nervous. Yeah.
How you doing, Marco?
Fine. Now, fine.
Now that you are in the room, that you can hear me, that you can not see me, but see the other people maybe.
Yes.
No, you're fine, yeah.
Yes, and I'm very fine. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Where are you, Marco, now?
At home in Chianti.
Oh, wow.
So close to the wine. I'm not to the winery. I'm a kind of vacation. Because at the end, it's very close to the winery. I make the mistake to say that I'm here on vacation. I should say that I'm far away. And so they phone me, they send messages, email. So at the end, it's a kind of vacation. Generally, I'm away for a couple of weeks. This year, I choose to stay here and more, yeah.
I have to ask something to the chat, so to the people that are listening to us. If you have any questions that you want to already do to Marco, please write them and I will read them to him. Otherwise, we will continue chit-chat, waiting for Matt. So, really, if you have any questions, guys, please write them on the chat and I will read them. In the meantime, Marco, so your daughter is in England. You are in Chianti with your son.
Yes.
And we were talking about Wi-Fi's and stuff like that. So don't use the cell phone. Sometimes can be a powerful tool to regain self-conscious and self-preserved. Do you think that also in the wine industry, sometimes marketing goes ahead also to the product? Or do you think that maybe here in Italy, the product will be always at the center of the situation?
It's difficult to say. And I wish that it is the product that is at the center. But of course, marketing is very, very important. And all the nowadays channel to promote wine are very important. Very important, yes. But I think at the end, the product is the most. Still nowadays, it is the most important, it is at the center. I believe that.
I think that maybe here in Italy we have something that it's also in France, that the product comes always before marketing stuff. But what are you using social media-wise for Rocca di Montegrossi?
Yes, social media, of course, Instagram, Facebook, like everybody, more or less, we use this kind of channel. I don't. I like to use to, yes, actually, maybe sometime I do some video on the vineyards, but I'm not a fan of this. I'm like my son and my daughter, I'm a boomer, even if technically... If technically I'm not, they like to, just to be kind, to say I'm the boomer because they think they make me really piss me off a little.
To be honest, I always say to my parents that they are boomers. So,
exactly. No, I know. Even if I'm 60, almost 67, so technically I'm not a boomer. But they don't mind. So, of course, this kind of a channel, advertisement as well, but this is more like a normal channel, like a wine magazine. But I don't know how they are effective, I should say, Instagram or Facebook. It's difficult to say. Maybe if you're really super successful, because you have a fantastic idea or something, they're able to keep the attention of many consumers. maybe they could be helping. But otherwise, there are channels necessary to use, but I don't know the results if they are so important at the end for the sales of the wine. I believe that to do a good wine, it is still the most important things. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
you're right. It's
and to like
always,
to promote, to go around. I travel a lot. Yes, this is my way to let know the wine. Travel a lot during the year around the world to meet the people, wine dinner, to let know the wine in that way. Yeah.
so you think that, as you are saying now, that maybe there is always the people to people, person to person connection that will drive also the wine market. So better to do it something, as you said, something like, I don't know, dinners or see the people, stay in front of the people, talking with the people more than have a viral video on social media.
I think the personal contact is still very, very important. But of course, you
Yeah.
can't join so many people as you can do, like, for instance, today, But of course, to meet
Yeah.
personally, face to face, of course, it's something that people remember more. When you meet
Yeah.
someone, you remember personally, physically. Luckily, I think it's positive because when people they will prefer only through a device, maybe there will be something strange. But I think, like, say, wine dinner or wine show situation where you can meet personally the people, it is for sure very, very effective. Of course, it demands a lot of energy, a lot of
Yeah.
time. And of course, you have to be always brilliant. You can't be there and to say, oh, I'm a little tired. That jet lag. Yeah, just arrived. People, they don't care, of course. But of course, it's very important as well to be able to reach people by the social media and all these kind of media that nowadays we use. They're very important because you can reach easily a lot of people in a very short time.
Do you think that you can reach better maybe the younger generation through social media? Because nowadays, youngest generation, it's said that we don't drink wine anymore. And
Yeah,
I
no,
think
not
that,
anymore. I would say,
yeah,
well, say less. Let's say, yeah,
yeah,
because anymore would be really a catastrophe. But yes, but they drink less, and
yeah,
maybe right now it seems less attracted by wines. I don't know if this way to be connected with young people could be a way to attract them to wine. I don't know because if they're already connected, it means they're already interested
yeah, you're
anyway.
right.
So we should find the way to give the will to be connected first. When they're connected, I think is already done. Is already done.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
So why there seems to be less interest to wine? Probably could be the price. High quality wine costs a lot of money, and not necessarily it could be blame of the wine producers. I should say it's often the restaurant they recharge the
yeah,
wine too many times, and so at the end in the restaurant for to drink well you need a lot of money to drink well. So if young people they drink only very commercial wine, maybe they can find this wine not very attractive and understand them. By the way, so
yeah,
because to drink a good glass of wine, let's say maybe in Italy is okay. At the end, they're not too expensive. But when you go in
yeah.
United States, for instance, to drink a good bottle of wine, you have to spend at least 50, $60. At least.
Quite
Yeah.
unthinkable for the Italian mind, where you can find really nice wine at 10, 20 pounds. So, 10, 20 euros. We
Yeah.
have a question from our public. So, from
Yeah.
Andrei Batkilin. Sorry, Andrei, I've never say your name right. Your Chianti Classico Gran Selezione Vigneto San Marcellino is a Sangiovese based wine with the
Yes.
addition of Pugnitello in varying parts percentage,
Yes.
depending on the vintage. What exactly influences the amount of Pugnitello in the blend?
I would like to say, story very sophisticated, how we blend, we do a different experience. But say, I always like to be very transparent
Okay.
and to say what it is in reality. First of all, Pugnitello, it is a grape variety that produce very, very little. I think it is the grape variety in the world with the lowest yield. We talk about half kilo has average by vine. Something should be 2.5 pounds. I don't remember now the equivalent in pound, but it's very little. So a half kilo, it's almost nothing. Just let's say a couple of bunch of Sangiovese could be easily 1 kilo. So this it was the reason why Pugnitello it was abounded in the 60s, the 70s. Little by little has been removed by Tuscany field and not grow anymore, even if it is the best complementary grapes of Sangiovese. So everything Pugnitello produce, we use it. So sometimes the different percentage from one year another year, it depends what Pugnitello give to us. In the next future, in any case, with the new rules of Gran Selezione, because Gran Selezione in a couple of years will be forbidden international grape variety. The local grape variety, so like Pugnitello, for instance, could be not more than 10%. So when we arrive to this point, the thing is from 2027 vintage, we are not going to blend more than 10%. Right now, depend the vintages. Sometime it is a 5, 7%. 2019, it is a 13%. So it is what Mother Nature gives us. And the way that Pugnitello, it's a very stingy grape variety that doesn't produce a lot, actually produce so small amount, we don't waste it.
Nice. I mean, you use something that is really from the place and you don't want to waste anything from that.
Yeah, from Pugnitello, yes, especially from Pugnitello because it's producing almost nothing. Very, it's a ridiculous quantity. But it is a fantastic grapes. I'm so happy that being in the 90s, I decided to plant Pugnitello. No one told me there was producing so little, luckily. But I'm so happy I replanted more Pugnitello because I'm using also now for another wine, for Ridolfo. But I'm so happy because the quality of this grape is really exceptional. It's fantastic, really fantastic.
How many acres of Pugnitello do you have?
We have in acres, I would say, yeah, so very small, 7 acres.
Okay.
Still, it's very rare, these grapes in Tuscany, even if everybody knows about Pugnitello, how good it is, and how it matches well with Sangiovese. But still, in all Tuscany, there are only 50 hectares of Pugnitello. That means, if I correct, 130 acres, if I'm correct. So it's still very small because anyway, producer doesn't want to invest to wine variety that produce such a small quantity. So even if they know it is an exceptional quality, the way they produce in such a small quantity, it is an obstacle, let's say, to invest in Pugnitello.
Yeah, it's quite difficult to invest in something that maybe can't do the job as you want it to do. So
Yeah, half kilo, it's very little. Believe me, it's
yeah.
really very little. It is the average. So it
Yeah.
means sometime it's could be much less than that. Yeah, at least it is a grape. Even if it can mature very late in the season, so it is the last one that we picked. It is between the fork is between the 5th, 7th of October till the 20th of October. That one
Wow.
once we pick very late. Let's say more often between the 5 and the 10th of October. Let's say so late in the season. So with all the risks of change of weather and so on, it's difficult that Pugnitello could be hit by mold, and the bunch is super small, so it get dry faster when it's raining. So at least I can bring everything in the cellar. So produce little, but there is more chance compare other grape variety to bring all what Pugnitello produce in the cellar in good condition.
Wow, that's fascinating, to be honest, because it seems like that nowadays we are talking about climate changing and how to deal with this kind of situation. And maybe Pugnitello, because it's a native variety, is one of the strongest. But of course, it doesn't work as the others. And even if it's one of the strongest, it doesn't give you that much. And that's so fascinating that you are one of the ones that is planting this kind of varieties.
Yeah, I'm very proud and very happy about that decision.
So there is some other questions from the chat. So how to fight with zero no wine name?
How to fight with zero, no name?
No wine name.
You know that maybe I didn't understood well the question.
Andres, can you write? Can you explain more your questions?
Sorry, but at the end, still I'm Italian,
Yeah.
and, and my English it's not so great.
No, it's great. It's great. It's mine that it's
Thank
not
you.
that great, but because yeah, we are the sommaria, as we would say in Italy, of Europe about English. So yeah, please, Andres. So
No alcoholic
okay,
wine.
wine.
Ah, okay. No,
Okay,
okay. I
perfect.
was,
Now we
well, think there could be that one, the question, but I was not
yeah.
sure. So, no alcohol wine. The no alcohol wine, I'm very sorry for the people who drink these kind of things. I found they're horrible, undrinkable. And then actually they're not healthy at all because sometimes people they looking for healthy in everything. And so, of course, we know the alcohol should be drink with moderation, but this it is for me. It's normal. Let's say it has been always like that. I always drink wine with food. I prefer light beverage without food. So I think with food and wine, you metabolize everything better. Everything become nicer. The food, the wine, the company, and this I think it is a healthy way to live. So the research of no alcohol in wine that produce something that is not very healthy. Get informed about the technique because alcohol, as we know, it is a preservative. It's that actually bring the flavors to our nose. It makes the wine also very enjoyable for organoleptic side. But with no alcohol, this product doesn't preserve itself, so they have to put some many things to make this product last. So I'm sorry for the people that maybe just for looking for something good for their health, but at the same time that looks like a wine, they drink something that become at the end not very healthy. So my suggestion it is just drink with moderation and quality. I get information for produce a wine with low alcohol, no alcohol, but I stop immediately when I get this kind of information. And I've tried also no alcohol or low alcohol wine. Personally, I found undrinkable. And then they don't match well with food, by the way, because there is this kind of sweetness that makes these things absolutely not drinkable. For beer, I should say, first, you don't notice the difference. Almost you don't notice the taste. And they're nice. This for beer, why not? But the reason why, probably with beer, you can achieve, let's say, a good taste, a good quality taste, is because the alcohol in beer is very low itself. So to remove the alcohol in a beer, it's not so dramatic in the technique that destroy the authenticity of the taste of the flavor. For wine is different. There is much more alcohol. And so those technique at the end, it is this obsession of healthy. It's like, for instance, if we eat every day half kilo, okay, maybe it's too much. Let's say 200 grams of Parmigiano Reggiano. This is a
Okay.
super healthy cheese. Of course, would be not good for us. It is the excess in everything is not good for our health. So I think the moderation in everything and LB or everything, it is the secret of a longer and happy life.
Yeah, so we have other two questions. If you have time for us, Marco, of course.
Course,
Other
of
three.
course.
Oh, wow, wow, wow. Okay, I'm reading everything. So Andres, he's saying actually let people drink what they want, and I'm okay also with that.
Yes.
He's worried about using the name wine. It's like here in Italy, they made a rule that you can't say that milk made from soy is milk. It will be
Mm,
something
yeah.
bevanda vegetale. So I
Yes,
think that he was
it's
related
correct.
also using the name wine for this kind of wine is something that we have to worry about or that can change the prospect of wine in Italy.
Yeah. No, no. First of all, it's true. Everybody should drink what they prefer and what they like. It's important, of course, that they know that not alcoholic wine, so zero alcohol wine, if they're looking for healthy, it's not really healthy. This is important that they know. If I want to drink something non-alcoholic, because I think the alcohol is not good for my body, but then instead of alcohol, there is something that probably doesn't make good what I'm drinking is important to know, at least for me. And the word wine, for instance, in Italy was forbidden. The law has been changed recently, not for DOCG wine, DOCG wine, this is still forbidden, but for IGT wine with no alcohol should be right now wine. In a way, for me as well, to call wine something without alcohol, how it is originally, how it is, how it comes from Mother Nature, because at the end, what we're doing It's just to transform the grapes in wine, and with a process called fermentation, they produce alcohol. So it's all natural. To remove alcohol is not natural. So to call wine, it is a little extreme. For me, it's not very acceptable.
Okay.
It's like for fresh milk and milk that is not fresh. It's more days.
Yeah.
The effort of the producer of milk to keep this milk fresh, to bring to the shops. And actually, the taste is totally different. I know that nowadays it's rare to find fresh milk. So most of the people, they don't know good it is, the taste of the milk when it is fresh. So in Italy, so only the fresh milk could be called fresh. That one that is more days could be not called fresh. I think this is correct. It is, again, to give the right information to the consumers. Final consumer often are not respected enough. So to give the right information, allow people to choose. I want to have the milk that last couple of weeks. Okay, I take it. I want to take the fresh. Okay, it's written in Italy. It's written very big, so you can easily see that it is a fresh milk. As well, for the other kind of milk, it's forbidden to call milk because it's made by soy, wherever. So it is a way to protect who grow cow, who make this work. So I think it's correct to do not call milk those kind of different beverage. As well, for the wine, I think would be better to call in another way, but not wine, because at the end, for me, it's not wine. Wine is with alcohol.
Okay, yeah, you were quite clear about it, yeah. So Andrei has another question for you, Marco.
Yes.
So he's saying, totally agree about the high price in the restaurants. Here in Latvia, entry-level wine of a good Italian winery could cost 60 to 70 euro. What is your opinion as a wine lover and wine producer on how big the difference should be between retail shelf and restaurant list? Of course, I'm not asking about Michelin stars restaurants and iconic labels of old vintages.
At the end, the market who decide the price. You can put any price. If people they continue to buy, it means that it's correct what you're doing. And of course, Michelin star, there are different kind of service. The work behind is different. Let's say when I see a wine, it is charged 4, 5 times, I found too much. Really too much. Anyone in his home does what he thinks is the best for him. But at the same time, we have to consider that if we recharge too much the wine, at the end, consumer, they will drink less. Or they will not drink at all. Or as we said before, young people, at the end, they choose different beverage because it become too expensive. And when we talk different beverages, sometimes a cocktail, often they are sweet with a lot of sugar, by the way. So we have to speak about healthy. It is another, the sugar, it is another subject. But it's more that you ruin your palate. And so you get used to sweetness and to used to drink, enjoying maybe, or trying to enjoy food with this kind of sweetness. So after get again close to wine could be difficult because your mouth has been used to this kind of sweetness. For me, sweetness and food doesn't go well together. So this is the reason why, for instance, I prefer wine dry. So with no residual sugar or just very, very few grams of residual sugar. Because it doesn't make nice, well-balanced the wine with food when residual sugar are high in wine.
Yeah, I'm completely agreeing with you with wine and food and stuff like that. So
it makes life much better.
Yeah, isn't it?
Every dinner, lunch with a good glass of wine. It's a totally different story.
Okay, I think that we chit-chat about wine and other stuff for 40 minutes, Marco.
Yeah.
And it was really, really nice. So I hope that we can reschedule with Matt your interview because I think that you have really a lot to talk with us. I will wrap it up here.
Okay.
For today. Thank you so much for everybody who has been writing some questions to Marco because they were really nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you from my side as well for the question. I hope it was interesting, my answers.
Yeah, they were interesting. Thank you so much, Marco, for your time.
Oh, thank you, Beatrice. Thank you to you.
And we can hear us later. Okay?
Thank you.
It's
sure.
a wrap. Thank you so much. Bye-bye, everybody.
Listen to the Italian Wine Podcast wherever you get your podcasts. We're on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Himalaya FM, and more. Don't forget to subscribe and rate the show. If you enjoy listening, please consider donating through ItalianWinePodcast.com. Any amount helps cover equipment, production, and publication costs. Until next time, cin cin.